Official worldwide updates for land impacting tropical cyclones have begun today. This is the very first update, and this is also our first update right now on Tropical Storm Idalia, currently located in the Western Caribbean, in between the Yucatan Peninsula and Cuba at this time. The storm with winds of 65 miles per hour, gusts of 75 miles per hour, and a central pressure currently rapidly dropping right now at 989 millibars. The storm, as of 8 a.m., August 28th, 2023. The storm now moving north at 8 miles per hour, directly north pretty much, is expected to become expected to become a hurricane later today. So here we go toward the models here. We're going to start with some... oops, wrong one. We're going to start with some short-range models provided by the NAM3K. This is one scenario we have playing out. Don't mind Franklin over there going really insane. But here we go. Tropical... already a hurricane by the time it gets into the Gulf of Mexico, strengthening one at that. The storm continues to rapidly intensify, reaching around Category 3 strength, potentially with winds between 115 and 125 miles per hour, and making landfall potentially at that intensity on Florida. Dumping very heavy rain, bringing the threat for strong, long-track tornadoes, and bringing, of course, those destructive Category 2 or maybe even those Category 3 winds. Storm will likely at least be a Category 2 storm. Probably minimal intensity at landfall, probably 105 is what I'd say, if it's not Category 3. So this is still feature destructive winds. The storm will continue to move inland, continuing to bring heavy rain and gusty winds to portions of Georgia and South Carolina over by Thursday and Friday. Wednesday. I meant late Wednesday into Thursday. My bad. A landfall time we're expecting for this storm will be probably around 8 a.m. August 30th on the Wednesday. The impacts of this storm are going to be very dangerous impacts right now are expected in the area, and this is going to be a major catastrophe for Florida. Going on to a second model run, the RGEM 1 hour, showing something very similar, except pointing a bit more at a slightly weaker storm than usual, than what the four models were doing, but still looks like 976 millibars could still be a high-end Category 2 storm there. And then just look at those very heavy rain rates occurring. Their landfall zone has it a little bit farther, only a tad, slight tad farther west than the NAM3K. But still looks like it's going to be a very powerful and dangerous storm. This one's a slightly longer range, so that's why we have this available right now. And as you can see, that storm moving into the southern portions of Georgia and then into South Carolina still as a tropical storm. And then the storm will move back out over open waters as a broad but still forecast to be a tropical storm, and then it will really begin to fall apart as it runs into some wind shear. So that storm going to be extremely dangerous indeed for Florida. Let's get a look at our rain rates from this area. So here we go. Generally looks like we are expecting generally around the potential for 10 to 12 inches of rain here in portions of Florida around the landfall zone. There may be a few isolated areas of 14 to 16 inches of rain currently in terms of rainfall, and that heavy rainfall will result in the potential for downright severe flash floods and generally devastating flooding. In general, not even just flash floods, but just flooding in general could potentially be devastating, probably catastrophic as well, as it goes into portions of Florida. Even in areas not seeing the highest rainfall rates could experience severe flooding. As for the destructive winds, even in landfalls not in the landfall zone itself, you could still experience damaging winds enough to bring down trees and damage your houses. So definitely board up, be prepared as this storm comes in. So now we're going to take a look at sea surface temperatures, and sea surface temperatures under the storm center right now are around 29 to 30 degrees Celsius right now, but as the storm does head north, it will begin to head towards 30 to 31 degrees Celsius water temperatures, and especially closer to the Florida coast, which is why the storm will begin to really just spring in intensity so fast. I want to express that there is a very small chance, small chance right now, it could go up a bit more, that this storm could become a Category 4, but it is a very small chance at this time. But we will keep an eye on this storm, this very powerful. The storm has the potential to become a very powerful storm before it hits Florida.